Yeah, there's people in there. Hey, welcome to May the 4th, and may the 4th be with you. It is Richard here, along with my cohort and great guy, Brian. He's here with us tonight, so let's just get over to that shot. Look, he's got his
I don't know how to scroll in and out, so
well,
sorry.
we might actually
you're getting that.
we might actually get demonetized tonight, but that's okay.
8 seconds, we're good.
Yeah, we're talking Star Wars tonight. We're going back to talk about our history with Star Wars, what it means to us as content creators. All kinds of great things tonight on the show. So let me see if I can get that mic right where it should be. There we go. We got a few people tonight watching the show. Welcome, welcome. We're going to take a look at some prints that I've got here on the desk tonight. And what else are we doing? I think that's about it. It's going to be a celebration of May the 4th. There's Rex Waldy. Good evening, Rex. How are you? Welcome to the First Layer Live. This was kind of something that we talked about. It was going to be a pre-recorded episode. I didn't get time to do it. Hey, there's Jim. Hello, sir. And we didn't get time to record it, so I thought, what the hell? It's May the 4th, and it's a day that's very close to my heart personally. I remember seeing Star Wars before it was Episode 4, when it was just Star Wars, at the King's Theater opening weekend, actually opening night, the Friday night of opening night. And that was in 1977 at the King's Theater in St. James, which is a part of Winnipeg, for anybody that's familiar with St. James. Well, we've got Hamand, we've got HVAC A to Z, hello, and Mike Brown. Welcome, everybody. There's Miles Clayton. How's you guys doing? How are we doing? How are you doing, Brian?
I'm about as good as a man can be with a non-alcoholic growler of non-Star Wars themed butterbeer.
And I'm being boring tonight. I'm just drinking a Coke. But what am I setting my Coke on? I'm setting my Coke on.
What are you setting it on?
I'm going to show you what I'm setting it on. I'm actually going to just put it right here in front of me. This is one of 4 3D printed coasters that I was sent. The red layer that you see there, the bottom is actually, I got to read this, is TPU. And then there's, of course, white and blue PLA. This is the Sith symbol.
Nice.
It's a Sith coaster. And my wife's throwing things all over the place. Don't know what she's doing there. Okay, so let me read this, because this was something that we were asked about the other day. So I want to thank Snapshot FPV for sending this to me. It arrived in the mail today. It says, Richard, I first made one of these for my son who's away at college. He's also a Star Wars fan. I'm equally Star Wars, Star Trek. That's okay. We'll forgive you.
And it goes off the rails.
Yeah, these were patterned after Sith insignia. If it isn't clear, they're coasters. Well, I thought they were coasters. They're 3 layers TPU, then blue PLA, and finally white PLA filament, all in Matter Hackers. Not 2 are alike, as he was trying different settings, and they're all a little bit different. For the best print, he says he found that with the TPU, it had a good adhesion at the first layer. It was difficult to get it off the glass bed. He says, "Don't look too closely." LOL. So he printed them on an Ender 3 that was mostly stock, with a CME CNC Easy R extruder at 240 degrees for the TPU layer,
Very nice.
210 for the PLA layers. The bed was at 60. All layers are 0.24 layer height. 2 for you, 2 for your wife, 2 for Brian and his significant other. So Jess, he says, I think so. 2 of these are yours. 2 of these are mine. 2 of these are yours. So 1 for Jess, 1 for you, 1 for my lovely wife, and 1 for me. So When we hook up
Perfect.
again later on, we
That's
will
great.
we'll get into that. So
Thank you.
let's see who else we got here tonight. We got David Sell, we've got Morgan Pierce, we got Phil Morris. He says, "I'm sipping an ice cold blue bantha milk." Ooh,
Ooh, I had one of those at Star Wars Land, and that caught me off guard.
it did. How did it taste?
How to describe it? Um, it was it was definitely like a fruity drink,
Right.
but it had like a hint of dairy to it.
Oh,
What was really weird was it was frothy, but it had a sensation of carbonation.
strange.
Yeah, it had a bit of a tingle, like there was something, I don't know, probably crack or something. I don't know. It's Disney.
Well, I don't know if you ever watch Ordinary Adventures on YouTube. This is a couple out of California, and they, of course, do YouTube videos around or centered around Star Wars and going to Galaxy's Edge and that kind of thing. And during the
Hmm.
quarantine, they've had a couple of episodes where they've tried to make bantha milk,
Oh, okay.
which didn't turn out quite the way they thought it was going to.
No doubt.
And then they did the Bronto wrap, or yeah, the Bronto wrap, I think is what they made.
Oh,
They said
okay.
that was pretty good. So
Yeah, we skipped out most of the food. We did go to the cantina and proceed to bankrupt ourselves, so we lived out the Han experience.
there you go.
Yeah, no, it was a lot of fun. The canteen is awesome, but when the drinks are about $75 to $80 US each, it
Wow.
adds up.
Yeah, it sure
Yeah,
does. A few
I
more
should get my
people.
mugs.
You should.
Yeah,
We're going to say hi to a few more people here tonight. We've got RT in the house. Happy May the 4th, everyone. You too. Ken Jansen. Hello, Rich and Brian and chat. Hope everyone is doing okay. I'm in a tornado, high winds, and large hail. Watch till early tomorrow. Oh, wow. Well, I hope you're staying safe,
yeah.
Ken. Um,
We had hail last night here.
Yeah, we had a little bit here, not much. There's Guy Lanzone. There is the Narfox, Loch Ness Gaming. That is our good friend Captain Lachlan, of course.
Mhm.
Ken Jensen saying he's drinking Mountain Dew. It doesn't matter what you drink as long as you have something to drink. You can drink anything that makes you happy tonight, I guess. We're
Though you
just
may
kind of
want to have something to drink if you want to watch Rise of Skywalker today.
Yeah, speaking of that, not only did they drop Rise of Skywalker, but they dropped the last episode of the Clone Wars, which
Yes.
is now the Clone Wars is officially over.
Wow.
And they launched the documentary on the behind the scenes of The Mandalorian, which I believe is a 6-part docuseries.
Yes, I
Uh,
haven't seen that one yet.
yeah, I'm going to be watching it when I go to bed tonight. I'm going to watch a little bit of it. There's TK's 3D prints. Hello from the North Wales. Well, hello. Dave Tellman is here. Sean Gould is here. Wow, we've got a lot of people in the chat tonight.
Yeah, you should. I should be at home watching Star Wars.
Instead of watching us.
Yeah,
We're
why are you
only
watching us?
no,
Shame.
we're just talking about our Star Wars memories, and I got to tell you, when I went to see um, The Empire Strikes Back, I was already in my late teens at that point. Um, I was in my late or mid teens. I was in my mid teens. I think I was about 16 or 17 when it came out. I got to tell you, man, that was an experience because, that was the early 80s, and you can imagine what happened in the early 80s. Late
Oh
90s,
yeah.
early 80s, late 70s, early 80s. Look at that. I'm getting old. Guy the Jedi. He gives us a high five. I love that name, Guy the Jedi. So let's talk about 3D prints. I know we talked about this. Again, I want to thank Snapshot FPV for this wonderful coaster, and I'm going to keep these on my desk. No, he's not on the chat yet. There's Dan Adams. Hello. He'll probably watch the replay. So I'm going to switch cameras here real quick, and we'll talk
Mhm.
about some stuff on my desk. All right, so what you guys see here on my desk, of course, is those lovely coasters. I've been printing some Star Wars stuff lately. And of course, you guys have seen this before. This is the Baby Yoda that I printed for my wife quite a while ago. But recently, I'm going to see if I can bring my mic all the way over. See how much I can stretch this out. We have, of course, the Darksaber I've been working on. My lovely wife has gone through the first sanding. We now have to prime it. This is a beautiful 3D model, and it is freely available on Thingiverse. I'll try and put all the Thingiverse links in the description in the next couple of days. Down here we have the communicator from Rebels. This is, let me grab that. There we go. This is the communicator from Rebels. Really like this. I did this a while ago. You can put magnets in the communicator and in the belt clip, and it will stay on your belt, which is kind of nice. And this is one I'm particularly proud of. This is Ezra Bridger's lightsaber blaster combo, which I'm extremely proud of because it's coming out beautifully. It just now needs a little bit of sanding and a paint job. And then the little Baby Yoda in the front, of course. You'll wonder why he's a little bit pinkish on the top. That's because we use a 3M spot putty, and we will paint it on. So we thin it out thin enough that we can paint it on. It fills in the layer lines really well. It stinks like crazy, but it does really, really well. And then, of course, you guys have seen this bucket. It now actually has primer on it. It has to go through another sanding yet. And this is the one from Nico Industries, the Mandalorian helmet. It's going to go through another sanding and one more priming. Then we're going to get ready for paint. And once all the paint is on it, then we will put the visor in and, of course, show those up on our Instagram and so on. We're going to do some stuff with the Creality LD002R printer here pretty soon. Do some nice cool things with 3D printing. So let's take a look and see what people are doing in the chat. So what things have you printed? Lock this is asking, what things have you printed? Well, we just covered that. Ken
Mine's
Jansen
about
says,
120 hours into a print right now.
wow.
So
Ken Jansen says, I'm watching Star Wars. I'm on The Empire Strikes Back, nice. Episode 5.
Oh, good. So you're just about done.
Yeah, just about done. It stopped at 6.
Just turn it off after that.
Yeah, you don't have to go back and watch the prequels. Nobody really.
I mean, I'll admit, honestly, Return of the Jedi is not one of my highest ranking favorites, to be honest with you.
Oh,
so
really?
I don't know. I never liked Ewoks, which is really funny given that the first movie I saw, which wasn't really a movie, this is as far as I can recall, was Caravan of Courage. So,
wow. Yeah. Ken Jansen says he printed Baby Yoda in the egg carrier, and his daughter painted it. Well, I'd love to see pictures of that. You should put that up on our Facebook page. That would be great.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I'm having a little problem getting my mic to sit right tonight.
That's okay. We're all having problems. You're probably noticing me strobing out harder than George Lucas when he's asked about releasing the original cuts. I have some very weird system interrupts that I'm trying to track down. Latency monitors giving me 37,000 microsecond delays on rendering audio. So I'm trying to drill down exactly what is halting my computer. So that's why I've been having issues the past few live streams.
Okay, well, you'll get those figured out.
Yeah, I'm going to fight it here. And
if you've got any questions about Star Wars 3D printing, we're happy to answer them for you. We, of course, are wearing our Star Wars-inspired first layer shirts tonight.
Yes, we are.
Because Empire is probably my favorite, as well as a lot of Star Wars fans' favorite movie. Out of all the 9 films, which actually, no, there's 11 films, right, now?
Yes, there's 11 films.
There's 11 films.
Well, I mean, are we going to count the holiday special and the 2 Ewok films?
Well, the 2 Ewok films were straight to television, were they not?
I don't know. I thought they were released on VHS. Maybe I'm wrong.
They were released on VHS after they appeared on television, I believe.
Oh, okay.
So, for me, when Star Wars came out, I was 12 years old in 1977. So I am showing my age, and I got to tell you, that movie profoundly changed my life. I knew at that point I wanted to do something in entertainment. I thought I was going to go into film at some point. I'm too ugly for film, as we as we've determined here on our live streams and on our weekly show. That's why our female audience is way down. So I got into radio, and I did radio for a number of years, and of course, I've done live events, and I've worked in bars and clubs and all kinds of stuff, and worked with some amazing artists over the years. And I got to tell you, at the end of the day, I can still sit down and watch Star Wars, no problem. I don't even get bored watching it.
I've found I never got bored, but ironically, it aged more for me because of Lucas's added effects. Because I grew up with what do they call it? Star Wars Special Edition. So
Yeah,
that's
you
what I
would have.
grew up with, and I try and watch the Blu-rays now, and they're trash. But what I found was there's a team of guys online who have released a despecialized series where they've pulled the laser discs and pieces of film that they had, and they've attempted to remove all the special effects. And I've watched the original trilogy, and man, you know what? It seems way better. I don't know. It's just a personal opinion, but I thought it looked better with the original practical effects than it did
It
with
did.
any of the new special effects.
I fully agree with you there. I've got a copy of the original untouched disc. It's only in 720, so if you try and play it on a 1080, you get a big black box all the way around it. But I still like the original film better than what they did to it. Now, moving forward, of course, I think that J.J. Abrams did a great job on episode 7 and episode 9. He
Absolutely.
he kept that feel. Yes, they were kind of calling back to the original Star Wars film, Episode 4, and what became Episode 6. Ryan Johnson just tried to get rid of everything, in The Last Jedi. But I think that where we're going now with The Mandalorian, and we're finally going to see Ahsoka Tano from Clone Wars appear in live action in The Mandalorian, and it's Rosario Dawson, who I absolutely adore. And I think that it is going to be so cool. And when that next season comes out, my bucket will be finished. I'm going to be sitting there with my popcorn trying to shove it up underneath my bucket so I can watch new episodes of The Mandalorian. I don't know. How many times have you watched The Mandalorian now?
I've actually only watched it through once. I've been tied up with other shows in between there, but it's going to warrant another rewatch, I think, here.
It
To go
is
back and look for all the subtle details.
it is definitely worth watching again. I've watched it now, I don't know, 3 or 4 times. All the way through. And my wife just sits there and quietly watches it with me or plays on her tablet. And then she'll poke her head up and go, "Hey, I didn't notice that before." So I know that she's paying attention.
Oh, nice.
Jim
I mean,
says,
it was such a good show.
yeah. Jim says it's infected with COVID-19. Brian, maybe some IPA will help. I guess.
I really do need to drown this computer, don't I?
Yeah, maybe. It could be infected. Who knows? Ken Jett
Yeah,
says
well,
Yoda made the show even in The Mandalorian. Yes. I got to tell you, The Mandalorian, it feels so much like that first Star Wars for me.
it really
what
does.
now
Yeah.
is episode 4. So let us hear your Star Wars experiences. How did Star Wars affect you guys? Are you Star Wars fans? Are you that other franchise fans? You know what franchise I'm talking about.
Yeah,
It's not
I've been
Firefly.
surrounded by Star Trek people, so
I'm a big fan of Firefly too, and because somebody mentioned
oh yeah.
Ken mentioned about Firefly, and I love that show. Joss Sweden did an amazing job. I'm really sorry that it only lasted one season. I really would have liked it to have lasted a lot more than that. Jim says he loved watching the Mando. Yeah, me too, man. I think the Mando is an absolute amazing show. I can't wait to see what's coming down the pipe. I think if we're going to see the Mando,
you hear the announcement today, eh?
Which announcement?
The announcement that the director of The Mandalorian is directing a Star Wars movie.
I heard that Taika Waititi was directing a Star Wars movie. They just announced today.
I thought that's what it was. Maybe I'm wrong, but
Taika Waititi plays the. He played IG-11, the droid, the bounty hunter droid, in the Mando.
Yes.
He was the voice of the bounty hunter droid, and yeah, he. I know that he's going to do a solo Star Wars movie. I don't know.
That's what it was. Yeah. It was Taika Waititi. Yeah.
Yeah. Who did one of my favorite Marvel movies of all time, and that would happen to be Ragnarok, Thor Ragnarok. I think he did an amazing job on that movie.
Oh yeah, that was my introduction to Thor films. Actually, was that movie.
CNC Evolution, hi from Romania. Well, hello, Romania.
Wow, hello.
Wow, that's far.
Yeah. Wow, it's nice that we reached Romania. I think that's cool. So how did I print most of this stuff? Well, I printed it very carefully. And of course, all the PLA that I've used here is all PLA that you guys have seen me use countless times from Spool 3D. And the gray, the black, it's all from there. And I've got some really cool black I'm going to do some stuff in real soon. And then you guys will get to see that. If you're hearing a little printer in my background, I don't know if you guys are hearing a printer in my background or not. You can't hear it? No, my wife says you can't hear it. So, but I'm printing something for an upcoming show here. Oh, yeah, CC Evolution says he's night working.
Oh my goodness.
So he's working nights.
Those are never fun.
Terry Kellogg, I'm about to unbox and set up my second 3D printer, an Ender 3 Pro. You get a thumbs up.
That's great
that
you're able to get one.
Yeah.
Those are hard to come across right now.
Apparently, Spool 3D got in, I think, 20 of them? 24 of them on Friday, and they were all sold out within 18 minutes, I think they said.
Wow.
They were all gone. Yeah. Didn't take long.
It's amazing. They're selling quick, but there's no filament.
I got to show this guy off because I know somebody's going to ask about him. This is one of my paint jobs, which is still not completed. I still have some work to do on the hair, and a little bit to do on the eyes and the base, of course, but it is getting there. This just goes to show you what you can do with your 3D prints if you really want to take them to the next level. You don't have to leave them, like this. You can, with a little bit of time, a little bit of patience, get into something and just make yourself something that's unique and for you. Raymond Emsley says 40 Ender 3 Pros gone. Psst, done.
Oof. That's wild.
Yeah. Gone. There's not a printer in the house over there today.
Wow.
That being said, 3D printing and your favorite hobby, your favorite movie, if you're looking for unique stuff for yourself, you know what? There's a giant world out there of 3D prints. And Brian, you've seen some, I've seen some. What are some of your favorite Star Wars prints out there right now?
I've seen, a lot of the full-size droids are absolutely incredible because the whole game has changed, right? Everyone used to make them out of steel or make them out of wood and had to tie them up in the back of a truck. I think at our last Maker Faire, that guy who built the R2-D2 he had to spend 20 minutes strapping it to the back of his truck. And now you can spin one out for $100 of filament in a couple days and persistence, right? So it's amazing to see, some of the guys I follow, like Nico and everything, being able to produce a film quality replica out of screenshots, and to be able to hold that in our hands. And I get a little modest about it, and then I go to a mall and I see that same prop being sold. I shouldn't say same prop, but same copies of a prop, and they want like $300-400, and I know that's not all licensing fees. It's there's a lot of markup in there, and
Oh,
for the sake
absolutely.
of your own usage, I don't really see an issue with making your own props for your own fun. So the money, the hobby, it seems like you're spending a lot of money, but if you were purchasing that equivalent product, whew, you could spend thousands. We've seen figures like 9-inch figures go for $400-500 painted, right? And if you can spin one off, now's a good time to learn when to paint or how to paint.
Yeah, I look at my printing as that first step, just like when I built models back in the day and did a whole show on model building. It is an amazing thing that now we can essentially make our own models at home without having to go out and buy a model kit. Literally, we can make our model kits at home and paint them and weather them and display them just like we would a $150 model kit. Because let's face it, plastic model kits aren't cheap anymore, especially if you're
No
looking
kidding.
for something, specialty like Star Wars or Star Trek or anything like that. And a lot of my favorite shows over the years, they don't even make models for. So it really is. We now with 3D printing, we are really in that time where resin printers are getting bigger and the price is coming down. FDM printers are getting enormous and the price is coming down. The cost of materials isn't that bad when you really think about it. For a liter of material, for your Elegoo Mars or your Creality or your Wanhaus, it's $90 for a liter of decent material. So at the end of the day, can you make quality 3D models for painting and displaying? Absolutely you can. And there's a world of materials out there to take part in. We've got Ken Jansen says, I wish I could paint like that. I really messed them up. That's why my daughter paints my Yoda. Or painted my Yoda. Well, she did an amazing job, and you got to post more pictures of it. Rasmus Wallen, he's got a question. So we might as well answer a question, even though it's not question night, but we're going to answer it anyway. What could be the problem? I just get the temperature to 235 on the hot end. My heater, zero, max temp is 250, micro Swiss, all metal hot end. Well, if you're on a Creality machine, first and foremost, it will max out at 250 because in the firmware it's set to 260 or 270. Pardon me, yeah, 270 it should be set at. If it isn't, then it's probably set a little bit lower. There's a 10% or a 10-degree buffer there that if it goes above that buffer zone, you'll have problems. So maybe, Rasmus, you can send us an email really describing what the problem is that you're having, and we can answer it this Saturday on the show. RT, 3.5 years ago, a coworker showed me a model of the Millennium Falcon. I asked him where did he buy it. He said, I didn't buy it. I 3D printed it. He says he's been hooked ever since. And RT, which is our good friend Richard Taylor here in Calgary, he's done some amazing prints, and he posted them over on our Facebook today. So I'm going to recommend that everybody go over to our Facebook page today. Actually, you know what? I'm going to pull it up here because I can. Here they are right here. And let me go to this. And I'll move you over here so we get the right here. Watch this.
Oh, there they are.
There we go. Look at those. Aren't those cool? And then John Reek has done a Millennium Falcon model. Now, we see Richard's got his blaster. his Han Solo blaster, a Yoda, a Imperial shuttle, a Millennium Falcon, a Star Destroyer, and a Knights of Ren helmet. That is cool. That is really, really cool. Yeah, I mentioned the shuttle. My wife's not listening to me, as per usual. I know I'm going to get beat later on, but... So, yeah, that's... Hey, come on. Don't do that. There we go. We'll put you there. So RT's done an amazing job on those models. They look really, really good. What do you think? Oh, I think Brian's frozen. Brian must be frozen. So I guess I'm on my own till Brian comes back. All right. So we'll just go to my cut then. Yeah, Brian's frozen. So with that, tonight, guys, I wanted to pop in tonight. I didn't have a show ready. I wanted to get a show ready, and he's very stoic. Yes, he is very stoic. I think the jug of beer, non-alcoholic beer, finally got to him. But I want to say, if you've got any prints that you've done from Star Wars, or any kind of stuff, I would say please put it up on in our Facebook group, share it with the world. I want to say tonight, one other thing here really, really quickly. A good friend of the show, somebody who's been with our show since the very, very beginning. I want to say to him that he is cancer-free, and that is Jim McGregor. He gets a big thumbs up from me for being cancer-free now. He announced that on our Facebook page, and I wish him all the best of health, and we're all rooting for him to stay cancer-free. So if you can, you go by our Facebook page and just give him a thumbs up, or, if you haven't yet, or wish him some well wishes. I think they will all come in very, very handy. Ken Jansen, I bought the Easy 3D for my daughter and son. They both have another printer, and my son has a third printer, an Ender 3 on the way. I also bought my brother a 3D printer, and now they're all hooked. Phil Morris, yay, Jim. Ken Jansen, hooray, fantastic from Mike Brown. Yes, he, the force is definitely with Jim McGregor today, and I'm rooting for him. I got a chance to meet him last year when we were in Penticton for a comic and entertainment expo out there. And we were, of course, still in our real infancy with the show. And Jess and I went out and got a chance to meet him and got a picture with him. And it was a really good time while we were out there. So, again, thumbs up to Jim McGregor for being cancer-free. Yeah, definitely keep it up. So with that said, guys, I think Brian's crashed for the evening. So I'm going to wish you all very well a happy May the 4th, and definitely may the force be with you all. And until I see you again on Wednesday, remember that the first layer is always your foundation to a great print. You guys have a great 4th of May, or May the 4th. And again, I will see you on Wednesday, and again, live on Saturday night for our Ask for Help. Bye.